Fuck me 'cause they know my cutty. I'm smoking dope like a pig. I'm such a bitch, now they have the ready. Got rich, yeah. In my bed, be sad. Bitch, I'm a bitch, I'm mad. Put black plans, not blessed.
Hello fellow Onmyojis. Justray here back with part 2 of how to climb Onmyoji's arena, mid-lane edition. If you watched the last video of this series, you would know what the rules are, but for those who haven't, let's do a quick rundown. We have 12 categories representing different playstyles and situations, with 3 shikigamis for each one. We have done 6 categories so far, and I'm back with 6 more for this video. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. First up is roaming. If you want to help your team by roaming a lot with your jungler or by yourself, this is the playstyle for you. What we need are shikigamis that have reliable and fast wave clear, crowd control abilities, and mobility to move around the map quicker than your opponent. These shikigamis have been mentioned in the last video for different categories, but they can all be played the same way if you want to. Here we have Izaya, Kingyo, and Tai Shak 10. These shikigamis also have some good burst damage, so don't underestimate their ability to kill enemies when they can get their skills off on them. Izaya is probably the most underrated mid-lane pick in the game right now because of how few people actually play her despite her being strong and fun to play. At level 2, she can almost one-shot the minion wave if you play it correctly and help your jungler get Daruma or go to other lanes and potentially kill them if they step up too far. I have also used Kingyo in my easy-to-learn category, and while that is true, her skill order in teamfights can be optimized to the max and allows you to get 3 first skills in a single combo if you have enough cooldown reduction. Tai Shak 10's second and first ability combos can almost one-shot the minion wave, and that leads to him having more time on his hands to roam around the map. His combo is also pretty easy to land on enemies, especially in lower ranks, so abuse him as much as you can if he is available to pick up. A special mention for this category is Ootengu. His second ability, called Feather Shot, can easily clear minion waves and help him roam around the map. Once he's out of mid lane, he can use his easy-to-execute combo of third, second and ultimate ability combo to kill his enemies. The second category I have for you guys is hard crowd control. Once again, I'll use some shikigamis in this category that I have used in my previous category, and I'll explain why they can also be played to lock down enemies in place. Putting people in a crowd control chain and making them unable to move can be fun for some people, but definitely not fun for those who are stuck against their will. Here we have Yuki Onna, Tai Shak 10, and Izaya. These shikigamis, as the category says, have hard crowd control abilities, and I valued area of effect control abilities more than single targets, so these shikigamis can stun multiple enemies at the same time. Yuki Onna's ability to zone the enemy using his first and third abilities is pretty good compared to other mid laners, and the setup she can provide for her team with 3 out of 4 abilities having slows or stuns. She might not be the most popular pick because of how boring she can be, but make no mistake, she can terrorize her enemies in the right spots. Tai Shak 10 only crowd control ability lies in his trait called King's Feast. It is a stacking ability that can stack up to 100 using his abilities and normal attacks, and once it fills up, it will put them in a state called Sinful Karma, which makes them go to their nearest ally and explode. King's Feast is incredibly easy to stack up if you just hit your abilities, and it can lead to multiple enemies being stunned in a teamfight. Izaya's most reliable crowd control ability is her second ability, which she unleashes into a wide cone shape that will knock back enemies, and it can also be cast while on the move. This ability, paired with her ultimate ability called Ceaseless Cycle, is devastating to play against as she throws a ball into the crowd that will suck enemies into the center, explode after some time, and stun those caught up in it. The third category for this video is One Trick Pony. This category consists of shikigamis that are super hard to learn and have a high skill cap, but those who put in the work and master these shikigamis will make anyone feel miserable. The learning curve for these shikigamis is steep, so you have to put in hundreds of games to finally utilize them properly in your ranked games. Here we have Kisei, Shiranui, and Shiro Doji. If you've encountered those who main these shikigamis or even Chinese players who play them, you would know how hard it is to play against them because of how they can put their skills to the max and abuse these shikigamis as much as they can. Kisei is the number one shikigami that will put some fear in your heart if you play against Kisei One Tricks. He has the largest POV out of any shikigamis, and as soon as level 1, he can poke you out of lane while farming at the same time using his first ability called Blackstone's Flight. Once Kisei has his items, he can one-shot almost anyone from anywhere without any counterplay using his ultimate ability called Masterful Move. Shiranui used to be super overpowered but lost her place in the meta once she got nerfed multiple times. This led to her One Tricks getting the shine that they deserved after playing her despite those nerfs, and now she can still be terrifying if played by One Tricks. Her first, third, and second ability combo can kill squishy targets easily and still have enough mobility to survive using more dashes or utilizing her passive called Departure from Pain. Shiro Doji may not be as strong as the other two, but she is a lot more user-friendly compared to them, as he is easily the easiest to play out of the three, but she is still pretty hard to play compared to other mid-lane picks. Her poking abilities and mobility can make it hard for others to deal with him, especially when chasing him, and his ultimate called Wandering Soul can catch enemies off guard if used properly with his other combos. The fourth category is Strong Poke. This category focuses on shikigamis that have long-range poking abilities that can deal damage to enemies despite being far away. If you like pumping out damage while being safe from the enemy, this playstyle is suitable for you. Here we have Enenra, Senhime, and Tamamo no Mai. They can also be annoying to play against because they have such long-range pokes while in lane, which gives them an HP advantage if they can hit their abilities. Enenra might have the best zoning abilities out of all mages in the entire game because of her third ability, called Shadow Maze. She will put 3 spirits on the ground, and they will chase enemies until a certain point. Her ultimate ability called Irritable Spirit can threaten an Orochi steal in the late game because of how much damage it deals once fully charged up. Senhime also has a zoning ability that enemies will have a hard time dodging called Tide of Eternity. It puts multiple bubbles in a wide area that will deal damage and slow enemies if they step on them. She also has an ultimate ability that can change the tide of a teamfight called Tundra Tides, but it requires you to hit your first ability called Thousand Tides. Tamamo no Mai has an ultimate ability called Falling Might. It is a hard-to-hit, long-range ability that can deal more damage if you hit it multiple times on enemy shikigamis. Most of his damage comes from his first ability, Soul Burst. It is pretty easy to hit compared to his ultimate and also has quite a long range if used properly. The fifth category is something you can abuse if you are playing in Superstar and below rank. This is called Rat Attack. This has shikigamis that are the best at surprising enemies when you are on a bush and can kill them instantly if you have enough damage. Play this playstyle if you like waiting for enemies in bushes and killing them like a rat. Here we have Oitsuki, Suzubi, and Oo Tengu. These shikigamis all have an easy-to-hit crowd control ability that will set up a kill for them to take when enemies unknowingly walk around the bush you are hiding in. Oitsuki can hit multiple enemies with her second ability called Crescent Moon and put a tether on them that will slow them down, pop in a few seconds, and silence them for 1.2 seconds. Suzubi can combo anyone and one-shot them if he uses his third, second, first and ultimate ability in a combo. Most shikigamis will melt through his damage if he can hit all of his abilities, and he is perfect for this rat playstyle. Utengu is pretty easy to play and will kill any squishy enemies with his combo. Special mention for this category is Kingyo and Hangen. They also have similar abilities like Utengu, who hides in a bush, waits for enemies to walk by, and one-shot them with their combos. The sixth and last category for this video is super subjective and controversial, it is weird picks. They are shikigamis that are primarily used in other lanes, but I think they have potential in the mid lane based on their strengths. Try to play them in practice mode first if you're not familiar with them, and try to play with friends so that your team won't think you're trolling them. Here we have Mo Ba, Za Shiki, and Ho Ga. I know, but hear me out and let me explain first. They are super strong shikigamis, especially in the top lane, and you can spice up your play by picking them up in your arsenal. These shikigamis can also act like bruiser mages and add some tankiness to your team. Mo Ba is a super mobile champion and will be annoying for the enemy team to play against once she has her items. His ultimate can get past any tanks and allow you to go straight for the enemy carries and make them unable to join the fight, or at best, kill them yourself. Zashiki has been an underrated pick in the top lane, but I think that Chio's sword build in the mid lane can be good to play. Just get through the early game and start helping your jungler on objectives or ganks, and be the unexpected tank for your team. Ho Ga is also played in multiple roles, such as top lane and support, so I thought, why not play her in the mid lane? Her engage paired with her strong crowd control ability will make it hard to play against those who aren't used to playing against her. Ho Ga can also act as a tank because of her builds. And that is it for this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, feel free to like this video and subscribe to this channel to show me that you like this content. If you want more Onmyoji Arena content, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any videos. Tell me down below in the comments section what lane or role you would like me to do next for this series. Thank you for all of your support, and I can't wait to show you guys what I have prepared for next week's video. See ya.